Welcome to Elephant in the Room Talk number 10, where we talk about things that most people don't want to talk about or avoid altogether. Today, I want to talk about our biased biblical views. I've been in church for a long time, and I am nobody's hero for that, and I certainly don't count myself as a know-it-all. I have learned, however, that every man's ways are right in his own eyes, even though the Bible says, let God be true and every man a liar. And the last time I checked, every did not exclude any person, including myself. We all have an inherent nature to believe that we're right. Our way of thinking just feels right. We even make the Bible align with what we think, even when we misinterpret it. And even though we say all have sinned, we secretly believe that we are not in that number. We walk around as if we're the only ones who is seen enough to know God and what He wants. Our successes make us even more bold about our claim of God being on our side. We walk around with our head held high, wagging our fingers at people who aren't as holy as we are. And we assume somehow that God's favor only exists on us and how we think. But I want to assure you that every person's feet are as clay as the next. We have all come short, and everything in the world is not black and white. There are a lot of gray areas. I know that many of you believe that everything is black and white, but let's take a simple commandment from the Bible and see about it. But before I do, I believe that God taught me a valuable lesson in high school in a tech class where we were taught to look at a matter from all sides, the pros and the cons. Now give yourself the gift of learning to weigh matters rather than being so biased when armed with so little information. I want to show you how gray an issue can become when you start asking questions. Now the Bible says, thou shalt not kill. Have you ever killed something or someone? When He said that, did He mean only people or things in nature too? What about somebody who's trying to kill you? Would you go to war and kill for your country? There were many occasions where God told Israel to go into a country and kill everything, men, women, and children, and even the animals. So when the Bible says thou shalt not kill, what exactly does it mean? Do you see the gray? There's nothing wrong with gray when you read verses like, there's a time for everything, and verses like, as much as is possible, live peaceably with all men. Quit trying to make your ideologies gods. A God who created such a diverse universe is incapable of being as small-minded as we are. Use the Bible as your guide, but know that you're not always going to get it right. Just be still and trust that regardless of where you stand, you're right where you're supposed to be. Thank you so much for joining me for Elephant in the Room Talk number 10. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into next week.